my name is Crystal Alanis, and I'm a partner at Reddy Neumann PC, practicing exclusively in business immigration law. So today I want to give you a brief overview of the new I-9 optional alternative procedure for remote verification of I-9 documents. So on July 25th of this year, the government published a new rule regarding optional alternatives of the physical examination of I-9 documents. Based off of this new rule, as of August the 1st, 2023, eligible employers now have a permanent option for verifying employment and identity documents remotely to complete Section 2 and to complete re-verifications of employment authorization. So this, of course, came as a big relief to many employers who found the COVID-19 temporary flexibilities beneficial. And as a reminder, those flexibilities, which have now ended as of July 31st, allowed for temporary remote verification of an employee's I-9 documents. Okay, so how does this new alternative procedure work? So within 3 business days of an employee's first day of employment, a qualified employer who chooses to use the alternative procedure must examine copies front and back of Form I-9 documents or of an acceptable receipt to ensure that the documentation reasonably appears to be genuine. And then the employer is going to conduct a live video interaction with the employee presenting the documents to ensure that the documentation is related to that individual. Also, the employee has to first send the copy of those documents to the employer and then present those same documents during the live video interaction. The employer must then indicate on the Form I-9 by completing a corresponding box that an alternative procedure was used to examine documentation to complete Section 2 or for re-verification if that's applicable in your situation. And then finally, the employer must be sure to retain a clear copy of the documentation front and back if the document is two-sided. And then just a note here that normally employers can choose whether or not to keep the I-9 documents attached to the I-9 just depending on the policy, but if you are using this new alternative option for remote verification, the employer must keep those copies of the documents attached to those relevant I-9s. And then in the event of a Form I-9 audit or investigation by the government, the company will need to provide those clear copies of the identity and employment authorization documentation that was presented by the employee under this alternative option. Okay, so this program is only available to those employers who are enrolled and remain in good standing with E-Verify. Also, employers choosing to use the alternative option must do so consistently for all employees at a given work site. Now, employers can choose to offer the alternative procedure for remote hires only, but continue to apply the physical examination procedures to all employees who work on site or who work in a hybrid capacity, as long as the employer does not do this in a way to discriminate or treat employees differently due to their citizenship, immigration status, or national origin. And then finally, employers enrolling in E-Verify must complete an E-Verify tutorial that includes fraud awareness and anti-discrimination training, and that tutorial will be free. Okay, so it's important to remember that this is just a brief overview of this new process. If you want additional information or have specific questions related to this, please visit us at rnlawgroup.com. Thank you.